this is my gripe. I'm simply just going to start off with this. I have a problem with zero system. As a baseline for running chaoses that give you the ability to sort of like gain additional modifiers and access to certain pieces that are harder to get, or increased levels on certain things on your codexes. Your tier stuff. My difficulty still refuses to go up. Now obviously this is a little different here because this account is not the one that I've been running zero system on much. In fact, I haven't really been running a lot at all on this. I've been playing a lot more on my Alls account just because I'm trying to get an understanding of how I'm supposed to be playing certain characters. It's sort of like my trial account, and then I come here so that I can actually work towards getting something that I want. But in a baseline, here's my biggest problem with how the codex system works. I can re-roll this very easily by clicking on this little re-roll icon here. And what this does is it gives me the ability to either spend 36,000 units, which I use for everything, or 75 Chaos Orbs. Now the thing is that this difficulty level, this doesn't go up until I actually roll into a higher difficulty by beating the previous difficulty. I have yet to get anything higher than a 5 on my other account, and I've definitely beaten multiple codex runs on that account, and it's still all difficulty 5. Whereas in the seasonal chaos, it uses a completely different system for how it actually updates. So you'll notice over here on the side, you've got difficulty levels, just like you do if you're doing like regular runs in stuff for farming, for items, for like leveling up materials and character experience and blah, 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 blah. Every time you finish one of these, it unlocks the next difficulty. So once you beat 4, a full run on 4, it unlocks 5. When you beat a run on 5, it unlocks 6. The thing is that once you hit difficulty 5, you gain the ability to re-roll your card, the actual card, for cheap. It's 10 of the pure white fragments. 10 fragments allows you to just continuously re-roll whatever your tier is going to be at whatever the difficulty you've chosen. So if you do a 5, you have the access to tier 6 through tier 10 runs. Actually, I think the rare is 11. Once you get to like 6 or once you get to 7, so 5 and 6. Is it 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. No. That's 4, that's 5, that's 6, that's 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So the way it basically works is 5, 6, and 7. The maximum tier you can unlock is 11. 8, 9, 10, you can go all the way up to 13. And I think 11 gives you access to up to tier 16. All of these tiers, basically, all they really do are just provide a higher amount of pure white fragments, a higher percentage chance of obtaining additional chaos orbs, and a bunch of negative boons, like they're what's the affixes that change the entirety of how the run functions. So things like you have less max health, you can't rest at camps, you lose like 70% of the total amount of credits that you get in a run, so on and so forth. So like certain ones are really just like, okay, fine, whatever. Some of the other ones are just kind of like, bro, that boss has 50% more damage and health. So like it purely depends on how you're comfortable with running your lab zeros. This is how the entirety of zero system should be functioning. Like as a baseline, this is how zero system should work. Every time you complete a previous difficulty level, it increases the difficulty chances and increases the possibility of getting a better tier. And you simply just use chaos orbs to re-roll at a much cheaper rate than 75, because that's really expensive if all you are doing is doing that. But at the same time, you still have to buff your zero system by going into the upgrading portion and spending them all here. And there's what, 1, So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 8 tiers of nodes that you have to unlock. And the only way to unlock the next node is to completely fill out the previous node. That sucks. That's expensive because it takes forever to just, because you have to run multiple chaoses to get as many chaos orbs as possible, either through seasonal chaos or through zero system. And so eventually you get to a point where every time you want to upgrade a codex, once you have all the nodes unlocked, then you can actually unlock a new codex for 75, right? You run 75 of these and then you can unlock a new thing, or you spend 36,000 units, which you spend units on upgrading and leveling and memory shards and everything. Units are used in everything. So the fact that you can spend that many units, which is a paltry drop in the bucket in most cases, gets really expensive over time if you're continuously re-rolling to try to get a higher tier. Because the higher the tier, the less often it shows up. So right now, you're incentivized to just run Lab 0. But to be completely honest, Lab 0 is not as efficient or good for certain characters, not just because they don't get to do weakness damage, but because a lot of the items and the cards that you can get are not meant for certain characters. Right now, the seasonal chaos is built for the current seasonal banners. So right now that's Yuki and Chizuru. So it's like, it's rough because you want to do more zero system stuff, which is also part of the reason why they added the tunnels to the other Lab 0 stuff. Or no, I'm sorry, Lab 0, the other zero system chaoses. So you can do seasonal saves and get seasonal cards in the other ones, but you're still limited to a much lower percentage shot at getting a higher tier in zero system than you are here. Because here, I can just spend 10 of these and continue to reroll this. So it's crazy different. So I don't know. It kind of bothers me that that's how they set it up for this, which is a big difference from how zero system actually functions normally versus how they did it for the seasonal chaos. So I'm just like, I don't know, man. I just work here, honestly. I hope, I pray that they fix that in the future to kind of streamline it a little bit, or at least keep it so that it's more consistent between seasons and the normal zero system. Because once the first season is over, Lab 0 is going to be moved to the regular zero system menu. And then whatever the season 2 stuff is, will go into another setup just like this. And I would much rather have all of it be like the seasonal chaos than the normal zero system setup. Anyway, rant off.